Hey, I'm Alex Radical from Board Game Co, and this is News and Week in Review, where we're going to go over a variety of news pieces, the videos we covered this past week, the games we covered this past week, all of that and more. Links and timestamps to everything down below. Let's start off with news. We do have a fairly light week, but we did have the Spiel des Jahres, the Kenner Spiel des Jahres and all that. Those were all given away right now, so we have given away. Those are all awarded this past week. We have Game of the Year going to Bomb Busters. Bomb Busters got Game of the Year. I've already seen people on Facebook groups selling a copy for like $80 because you can't get a copy otherwise. Just wait, it'll be around. Trust me, Pegasus Bill is going to make sure that it's very available. If you didn't care that much about it a month ago, you can hold off for like another 6 months rather than paying $80 for a copy. I know most of you already feel that way, but just like, it'll be available. It will be available. This is not going to go out of print. Games that win the awards tend to get reprinted, not going out of print. So that's going to be the Spiel des Jahres going to Bomb Busters. Also, I recommend, I'll be including this link down below. I recommend checking out this particular site because, well, this is the Spiel des Jahres, but they talk about the Game of the Year, the nominated Game of the Year. For example, we have Flip 7 and Crackle Oracle with the other nominated games, but they also talk about the recommendation list, so things like Agent Avenue, Castle Combo, Cities, Foxy, Perfect Words, as well as Sherlock Sleuth. So all of these games, all of these are available to go ahead and check out to see which ones of these possibly resonate with you. For the Kinderspiel des Jahres, we have, that's the Kids Game of the Year, we have Children's Game of the Year going to Top the Cake by Wolfgang Warsch, I believe the designer of Quacks of Quedlinburg. Cascadia Jr. and Mouse Gang were nominated, as well as High Loyal Kingdom, Cactus Cuckoo, and Syllabur were on the recommended. And for the Kennerspiel des Jahres, that's the strategy game of the year, we have Endeavor the Deep Sea winning that. Nominations were Far Away and Newland. Newland, I believe, is also referred to as Loot. So you might know Newland as Loot, which is what I know it as. I played it on BGA, have not played it in person. And the recommendation list went to The Gang, Kari, Medical Mysteries New York, and Zenith. You can check out the entire live stream if you want, with a English dubbed and all that, if you want to see the full awards. But if you just want to know what won, well, I've just spoiled the entire live stream for you. Over on other game news, we have Synapeses Games acquiring Medium and GetBit. This is a good article on BGG that both covers the fact that they've taken on 2 new titles. Synapeses Games, they just recently acquired Compile from Greater Than Games, and now they're getting Medium from Greater Than Games, as well as GetBit, with adorable little artwork over there. I've never seen that artwork version of GetBit. But outside of that, and just as important, they kind of touched upon the fact that they've been asked, are they also getting games like Greater Than like Spirit Island, for example, and Sentinel Multiverse, but while they didn't necessarily answer that specifically, they have said that these titles all fit into Synapeses Games' goal of very easy to learn games. So like, it does seem that things like maybe Sentinels, I don't know, but things like Spirit Island seem less like a fit for Synapeses Games, although I'm sure we'll see someone picking it up in some way at some point. But that's going to be GetBit as well as Medium from Synapeses Games. Then we have over on Board Game Wire an article on Panda. Panda basically announced that they were making, Panda's a board game manufacturer. They announced that they were putting, they were making a Brazilian factory or whatnot, which was great when we were talking about how to get factories and production outside of China. And then Trump put a 50% tariff rate on Brazil. This is one of those things where people talk about the nature of tariffs and how they can bring jobs and create inspiration for various whatever. It's hard to do. I mean, don't get me wrong, I guess the argument there would be, well, just bring it to the US and you never have to worry about surprise tariff announcements. In general, it's very hard to plan businesses around unstable times, and that's just a problem that any business owner has to deal with in any way, shape, or form. And even if it's domestic, it just changes the nature of the unstable times part. But this is they are going ahead with it, by the way. They announced that they are continuing to go ahead with the factory, especially with the reduction in rates from China in general. So like that does even out a little bit. But nonetheless, that is Board Game Panda. Their factory in Brazil is getting hit with tariffs, and that is what it is. Anyways, that is basically what we have for news. I told you it's a short week, which means moving on, we have our Creator Highlight, Creator Spotlight. I don't call it Creator Highlight, I call it Creator Spotlight. And to that end, we have BoardGamingBud. BoardGamingBud is another creator that I met while at oh my gosh, why am I blanking the name? Adam, while at Adam 2025 this past year. But I got a chance to hang out with him recently while at CharCon and actually get to play some games and spend a little more time other than just generally, well, I mean, I played games with him at Adam too, but I got to play more games with him at CharCon, and I have not given him a shout out yet, and it's worth giving him a shout out because he's another personality that, again, one of the things, if you look at all his photos, every single photo, he just has a very, very infectious smile. And don't get me wrong, you shouldn't follow creators just for the smiles, but I have talked multiple times when talking about various creators or people or anyone in the space, I've definitely talked about there is something about people who are just always happy. Not that you should ever feel the need to always be happy, but there's something nice about just always being greeted with a degree of a smile. And BoardGamingBud, Scott definitely has that. In general, more than that, he's an excellent gamer. He has great taste in games, and he's an all-around fun personality. You should definitely check out his content as well. He's over on Instagram. I'll include a link down below, but that is BoardGamingBud. But outside of that, we're going to go ahead and move to our videos of the week on games of the week and all of that. For our videos of the week, we had on Sunday, we had a video called What Counts as a Logged Play. This is a completely pointless conversation. Then again, there was a BGG post once that was 138 pages, something like that. As a geek thread, 138 pages. I'll make it up that number, by the way. It wasn't 138, but it was an obscene number. I think it was triple digits, but I could be wrong. But whether you can or can't shuffle one card. Sometimes we like to have ridiculous conversations, and this was a ridiculous conversation about what counts as a logged play. So that was the video. If you want to get involved in that conversation and what you think counts as a logged play, I had a new one, by the way. I had a new one. Okay, here's a new one that happened while at CharCon. So while at CharCon, there was a point where Tim Riel was doing Codenames Live, but live, because Codenames Live is usually on Twitch, but he's doing Codenames live in person, and he included the audience. So he had the audience take part on the team. So the team captains would talk to the audiences when they were unsure, so the audience was very much involved. So I was part of the audience at one point. I did both. I did as part of the team captain, but I also did the audience at a different time, and that meant that I was playing Codenames while I was watching Codenames be played, while being involved with the team captains, talking and including the audience in their decisions. Does that count as a logged play? From the audience side, did you play Codenames? That's an excellent question. I haven't figured out the answer. I haven't logged it yet, but I haven't figured out the answer yet as far as whether I count that or not. I probably lean towards counting it, but it feels a bit wrong. But also, like, genuinely, I was involved in talking to the teams. It's a hard one, but that's another ridiculous conversation is what counts as a log play. Regular reminder to all of you, none of this matters unless you are in a competition to who plays the most games and you're using these as relevant points. Outside of that, on Monday, we had top 10 games I actively don't want to play. This is specifically top 10 games from the BGG database that I actively do not want to play. Like, I'd rather watch the game than be involved in playing it. Like, I'd rather be at the table watching than actively playing it. And in some of those cases, I've actually done that. But nonetheless, meaning in some cases, I've had the opportunity, so I know that I mean it when I say that. But that was what counts as a logged play. Then on Wednesday, I want to say, we had top 10 great BGA games to play solo. So these are 10 great BGA games to play solo, going through both the games and as well as a small sample of gameplay. I got a question from Srebme in the audience saying, did you finish the games after? And the answer is yes, I did go back and finish all 10 of those games. And then we had games added to the collection. Games added to the collection, that was some of Friday's video. On Friday, we had the games added to the collection month of July. I added 7 new games to the collection. And then as far as the games covered this past week, as far as those, we had on Saturday, we had a review for Divinus from Lucky Duck. Unfortunately, Divinus did not stick the landing. When I first played the prototype, like, I enjoyed the process of where it was going as a legacy game, but unfortunately we only got access to the first 2 scenarios, and it doesn't really get better. It just continues being very, very light. There's not a lot of gameplay to it, unfortunately. It's not bad, it's just not particularly great either. Then we have a review for Vantage going up on Saturday as well. I enjoy Vantage, but I enjoy Vantage with the caveat that I think I'll be playing it a bunch of times and then getting rid of it. I've already played it several times. I plan on playing it several more to continue to explore and find things, but I think that it's already starting to lose some of its appeal to me, because for me, the main idea of it is the exploration. Everything else mechanically is a light game, so I'm enjoying the exploratory part. I'm enjoying the small stories that are being crafted. I've seen mixed opinions across the spectrum. I've seen people really loving it and some people not so much. I'm in the camp of, it's fun. It's a fun exploration game, but I think the exploration is the main draw, not the mechanics of the game. I give it a 3.5 out of 5. Then we had a review for, not a review, we had a 5 highlights about Mesopotamia. This is a sponsored video about Mesopotamia, the board game. It was on GameFound. I think it ended already. But this is another kind of a last, 5 highlights, 5 things that make Mesopotamia stand out. We also had a Land vs. Sea, the expansion of Land vs. Sea, Uncharted. The sponsored content went up for that one as well, just showing you what the expansion includes. It was supposed to be launching this past week. I guess they pushed it off, but that video went up nonetheless. And then we had an Echoes of the Sundering gameplay. That went up as well with the creator, by the way. Echoes of the Sundering gameplay with the creator went up this past Tuesday as well. Also sponsored content. Then we had Emerald Echoes. Thursday we had a review for Emerald Echoes, went up on the channel. I liked Emerald Echoes. I had fun with it, but I did give it a 3.5 because I think that as much as Post Curious has usually knocked it out of the park for me, this time round it was just a good escape room game with things that I liked about it and things that I would critique. Whereas usually I find Post Curious, I'm just over the moon as far as how good their games are. This time round it just felt like a good escape room game. Got a 3.5 out of 5, which was sad because I was really looking forward to that one. And again, it's still good. I still enjoyed it. I still played through the whole thing. It's just, you know, that I've gotten used to a certain standard from them, and this time that means that if it's just a good game, that means that it doesn't hit the same way. And then we had a review for, not a review, then we had sponsored content around Gambit. Gambit is a board game. Gambit is a tabletop style, okay. Gambit is a video game. Gambit is a video game inspired by board games. It's basically, think games like Wingspan and Champions of Midgard and all that, where you're going to be taking control of different board games and combining them. You're merging two board games together to go defeat the Obsidian King in a online digital game. A digital game you can play with, you know, teammates, or you can play with friends, random people, or the AI, against the AI, while being inspired by a board game. So if you like things like Hearthstone or like that genre of game, but you want to see something more inspired by tabletop, Gambit is one to keep your eye on. This is the crowdfunding campaign for it. It will be a free-to-play game. If by backing the crowdfunding, you are getting extra stuff for the game. So check out that. That is Gambit. And then we had, that was the videos of the week, I guess. That was the things we covered this past week, which brings us to today. Today we're going to have content going up for Age of Bitcoin. Well, actually, I'm not entirely sure. We have a few things that are possibly going up today. Two of these three are going up. There's Age of Bitcoin, Vines, and then Garbage Gobblers. Two of those videos will be up today, and one of them will be up later this week, I guess, because I usually do 3 videos a day. I usually do max 3 videos a day, because the notifications on, even if you're a subscriber, even if you're notified, you only get notifications for the first 3, and after that you kind of have to go find them. Or even if it's in your subscription feed, I think you only see 3 videos from a creator a day in your subscription feed. After that you have to go find them. I think that's true. I have to double check if that's still true. But either way, point is I limit it to 3 videos a day, and I need to figure out which of those 3 are going to be going up Saturday, today. Past that, we have next week. Next week we're going to have a few things going up. We're going to have top 15 low cost per play games. I've done 2 videos like this in the past, but I specifically had a request. The last time I did a low cost per play, I had someone ask, well, what about the fact that all the games that are low cost per plays are cheap games? Can you give us your low cost per plays for not cheap small box games? And I was like, that is a fair question. So I eliminated all those games. I think I went with a minimum $50 threshold, and outside of that, I went with my top 15 lowest cost per plays within a $50 minimum threshold. And then also, I hope to have something up about crowdfunding this week. Again, 2 back and not to backs, kind of on temporary hiatus with all my travel, but I still hope to have something with crowdfunding. I'll hope to do like another adjacent 2 back and not to back like I did a week or 2 ago, and I hope to have that up this week if things go well. As far as the games on the table, these are the things I hope to be playing. We have Railroad Tiles, which just showed up. I'm incredibly excited for this. I hope to be getting content out before Gen Con, because I believe it'll be at Gen Con, so I'd like to have content up for that. We have Jackpot over here. This is from Dranda Games. Got a chance to see it at UKGE. I'll be covering this for the crowdfunding. We have Escape from Mars. Also got a chance to see this at UKGE. Hope to be covering that for the crowdfunding. This is from Dark Frontier. One of the first games I actually covered on the channel was a Dark Frontier games way back when. And then we have Parks Summit Edition over here, and that's going to be another one that I hope to be playing. I'm actually halfway through the rules for this new edition. I've played Parks a ton. I've never played the new edition. I'm halfway through the rules. Need to finish those just to update on if anything's changed or what the deal is before diving into that one. And that is basically it. Until next time, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co. I hope you have an excellent week, and as always, I hope you have a good one.